Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. Welcome back to another episode of our business talk with people from different parts of the world, from different professions, and of all ages doing this business. So, today, my guest is from Kenya. Let me introduce Maximilla to the stage. Hello, Maximilla. How are you doing?
Hi, Kavya. I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving your time and coming on live like for the interview, Maximilla. I've been doing these
Thanks for the
interviews
welcome.
in 2024. I started this in 2024, and this is just to introduce people from our community to show our audience how people from different parts of the world are doing this business, and just to share our experience doing this business, Maximilla. So before we like start, can you please introduce yourself, just to know what you do and where you're from, and just to know about your background, Maximilla.
Oh, sure. Yes, thank you so much, Kavya, for having me online and great to connect virtually. I'm glad to be here today. So, as Kavya said, my name is Maximilla. I'm from Kenya and I reside in Kenya, Nairobi. By profession, I'm an humanitarian aid worker. I deal with the refugees. I'm also a mother to three boys, and I'm also a wife. And then on the side, I run a digital business. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So nice. So why did you think of starting an online business, Maximilla? I think is your job hectic also? It's a very new profession that I've heard about. So like, what do you actually do?
Yeah. So basically, humanitarian aid work. I deal with the refugees a lot. Resettling refugees. In the camp, and
Uh-huh.
provision of food and
Uh,
all that. And
oh,
basically,
okay,
that
okay.
means being away from home. So as I was saying, I'm
Uh-huh.
based in Nairobi. But for the
Mhm.
refugees, they are not in Nairobi. They are in the outskirts of Nairobi. So that
Oh,
means,
okay.
always traveling, to the sites and being there for the projects and um, leaving my kids,
Okay.
most of the time. And for
Okay.
me, I think the milestones for these kids is very important for me, and it really pains me when I have to travel. I remember the last week when I was in the refugees camp, I had to leave my 6-year-old, and he was asking me, "Mom, you're leaving again?" And you really feel it. And then
Yeah.
last year, my son had this cultural day thing, and I had a very important meeting in one of the camps. So, it was a matter of juggling, between
Yeah.
what do I tell my
Yeah.
boss about this specific important day for this son of mine. And, also you need to keep your job. So this is something that has made me to be thinking a lot about, how can I work? How can I get a job that will not deny me that time to be with these kids? So basically, for me, it's about the kids. It's about maximizing on the time that I have with these kids. Because again, once these kids grow up, they will not have time for you. You will be there. You have
Yeah.
now the time, but them they're now
Yeah.
old. They want to go outside there, and sleep over with the friends and all that. So you'll remain there alone. So if we don't maximize, we don't
Yeah.
maximize on the time with these little ones, then we really lose out on that. So
Yeah.
luckily enough, I came across this digital business through somebody's Facebook feed, and of course I went
Okay.
through it, and I looked at the webinar, and I reviewed the videos, and I knew this was something that I wanted to do. Of course, skepticism is always there. But when I went through that
Yeah.
webinar and I saw the testimonies, and I was like, this thing looks good. And
Yeah.
for me, it was about Maxi, you have to get something. You have to get something. My why was really strong, such that even
Yeah.
the skepticism in me did not bother me, to take that step and register and join this business. So I really appreciate that I got this opportunity, to start the
Awesome.
business. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you said, we all work for our family, right? So if you are a mom and if you are not getting the time with your children, then why are we working for, right? So we are just making
Exactly.
money and we don't have the time with our family. And many people
Exactly.
don't realize this a lot, right? Like they keep working, they go on extra shifts, they go on multiple jobs, but they don't realize that they are actually trading their time for money, right? So you're just training your time, like you're like losing your time with your family if you go for another job, right? So it's always
True.
better to do something of your own where you can actually be do it at your comfort of your home and still be available for your children and still earn on
Exactly.
the side, right?
Exactly.
So it's a great
Exactly.
opportunity, and I'm glad that you tried this, started this, Maximilla. Thank you for that. But like you said, you have to keep traveling for your job and other things. So how do you spend, like, how do you manage time for this business, Maximilla? When do you work, and how much time do you spend on this business on a daily basis?
Actually, one of the reasons why I drove into this business like immediately was the fact that it is a
Hmm.
flexible business. For me, my 8 to 5 is very busy. I'm working and I'm
Hmm.
working. And the fact that I can plan my time after working hours, to check out on
Yeah.
this business. And after working hours, it doesn't necessarily mean in the evening. If you're an early morning bird, if you do wake up at
Yeah.
5 in the morning, this is something you can do from as early as 5 up to even 6, up to 7. If you're a late
Yeah.
person, I mean, we are talking about from 8 o'clock, to 9, to 9. So for me, I usually give it a shot in the evening from 8 o'clock when the kids are in bed. I'm relaxed and, I can focus on it. So the flexibility bit of it is what really made me to jump into it. I know there are so many people outside there who say that, oh, I have my job. It will be so hard, to balance both. I'm here to tell you that it's very possible. You are not glued to 8 to 5 time for you to do this business. You can do it anytime. You have the flexible time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's another, when you compare it with going for another job, Maximilla, like you'll have a fixed time, right? If you have multiple jobs, you have a fixed time and you have to go out and do that at that particular time. Even if you're doing an online job, right? You have to be sitting continuously for 3 hours, 4 hours, and you have to do that. Here, we don't have that, right? Like you can do it at your own pace, at your own schedule. Sometimes maybe one day you might not be able to spend time for the business at all, but you can actually spend more time on some other day, right? On a weekend, maybe when you have the
Yeah.
holiday or leaves, right? So that's the
Yeah.
flexibility we have, and there is no fixed time, though nobody will ask you to sit on a in one particular place and do business for like 3 hours continuously. And I think that's what I like to, and we can take the business when anywhere we go, right? Especially me,
Exactly.
I'll be
Exactly.
traveling. I'll go on vacations now, especially after I've been doing this business for a long time and I have a very good income from this business. So I keep traveling and I can do my business even on vacations, right? Like I just have to check my phone. That's it. And once it's already set up, we don't have to do much. So it's a great business opportunity, especially for people who want to travel the world and who want to spend time with with their family. The business keeps working in the side also. So yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you.
Actually,
Huh.
I just wanted to add something that before
Hmm.
coming across this business, I tried a
Hmm.
traditional business. Yeah,
Okay,
because
okay.
yeah. I partnered with some colleague of mine to do something in multimedia. So
Okay.
since I had the trust and I was not available, I decided, to leave them to, run it for me, and I could check in after 2 weeks or 3 weeks,
Huh.
and trust you
Okay.
me, just went down. It just went down. The fact
Yeah.
that I was not there to supervise what was happening made my colleagues to take advantage of it. They would get the
Mm.
business going, they do the profits, and some of it, they don't account for it, but you are not there. So you cannot even know
Yeah.
how the bookkeeping was done. And you see, so I failed
Yeah.
terribly in a traditional business. So for me, I would
Yeah.
say that this digital business was like God sent, you see, where I don't have
Yeah.
to, pay rent. I don't have to partner with anybody. I'm my own boss. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry, about the assets that I stock in my, my shop and all that. So it was
Yeah.
really a godsend for me. Yeah.
Yes, the like traditional businesses, you have to be physically available, right? Like otherwise, like you can't let your business on somebody's like give your business in somebody's hand and you can't travel. For example, if you want to go on a vacation, you have to close your store and go. Or if you're giving it to somebody else to take care of, then like you said, you can't trust people, or you can't trust people on the profit, right? Like it might go down, maybe
Exactly.
when you're not physically available, maybe the sales might go down, the profit might go down, so you're actually risking your job or your business when you're traveling. But in this business, we have that with us, like we have the control. Even when we are traveling, we can surely do it, and even when you have your job, you can actually do it, right? So that's the flexibility
True.
of this business, I can say. Yeah. Yeah,
True.
thank you
Yeah.
for mentioning that, Maximilla. So let me ask you this: like, when you came across this business, how were your what was the reaction of your family? Like, your husband, was he like okay with you starting an online business, or were they skeptical? Were they supportive of your decision? How was it, Maximilla? Because for
To
me,
be
my
honest,
husband was
yes.
really
Go, no,
skeptical.
go ahead. Go
Yeah, yeah,
ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, no. My husband was really, really skeptical to when I came across this business, and he had a lot of questions. And because I was confident, I went through all the steps and everything. I knew about the business, so I could actually tell him that this is a genuine business. And since I was convinced, I could actually tell him about this. So, how was it in your house? Like, was it skepticism, or
It
your
was
husband
the
was?
same.
Ah,
My husband was the first one to tell me, "Are you sure? Are you sure you are not being conned?" I
yeah,
sat
yeah.
with him actually the 90 minutes. Of course, I watched
Mm.
the webinar video myself first, and I went through it and noted things, and
Okay.
then I had to
Mm.
sit down with him. But he was still
Mm.
skeptical, and he was even asking me, "Are you sure? Are you sure you're not being
Yeah.
conned?" And then I had to go through the testimonies and show him some of those testimonies, and I saw kind of him change on. And then I went to the part for registering and the refundable
Huh.
amount, should you not resort to the business. And he was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, there's
Hmm.
money back guarantee, then I think you can take that chance. So that is one of the things
Okay.
that made him trust the credibility of this business, when for sure he saw
Awesome.
that there was that money back guarantee. But yes, what I'm trying to say is that the skepticism is always there, because of course people have been conned online. Yeah, people have been scammed a
Yeah.
lot and a lot of times.
Yeah.
But again, what we are trying to say is that all these people who make it in businesses and any other thing they're doing, they always take that leap of faith, because if you don't take that leap of faith, and know what is happening ahead of you there, how will you ever move? How will you ever know what is happening? You see, yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example,
Hmm.
I've been in this business for now it's a 1 year, and I'm very
Okay.
sure if I was still skeptical up to today, I'm very sure I could still just be watching webinars. I would seeing the
Yeah.
testimonies and saying, oh wow, so and so is really doing well. Oh wow, I wish, you see. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thank God that I took that leap of faith, and there's no regret. Look at me right now. I don't regret it at all. I met this beautiful community here. Globally, I can connect with. I mean, who knew I could meet Caviar all the way from India? You see, this
Yeah.
is what I'm
Hmm.
talking about. So I really appreciate. I don't regret it at all. I really thank God that I started this business.
Awesome. Yeah, the same with me. I'm really, really grateful that I jumped in with faith. I didn't have that fear. Like many people think, what if this doesn't work? What if I can't do this and everything? So it's a chance you have to take. Like instead of thinking what if it doesn't work, why not think what if it works? Right? What if
What
your
if
life
it works?
changes? What if you
Exactly.
keep traveling? Right? What if you can
Exactly.
just go on vacations, like multiple vacations in a year? Like why not think like that? Right? So I really feel excited when I think about all these things, right? Like, and it's possible. Now it's not just about a dream, right? We know that it's possible. So if I can dream of like having like too much income, when I say too much, like I know we can make $50,000 per month, and I know the steps to do that now. It's not just a dream for
Exactly.
me anymore, right? So
Yes.
now we have the steps. We know how to do it and how to achieve it. So I think you will learn it when you start your business. You will learn how to do that, right? So
True.
Maximilla, when I talk
Very
about the
true.
goals, I just got one question, like where do you see yourself in the next maybe 5 years in the business? Like now you're in the business for 1 year,
Oh,
so the next 4 years in the business, where do you see yourself?
actually, I want to give myself 2 years, between 2 and 3 years. Where do
Okay.
I see myself?
Oh,
I
okay.
want to work hard so that in the next 3 years from now, Kavya, I will be
Mm-hmm.
owning that dream house of mine. I already have the sketch.
Awesome, awesome,
It's
awesome.
supposed to be next to the beach somewhere. So
Okay.
the next 3, 4 years, I'll be in that dream house of mine. And of course, I
Awesome.
love traveling. But of course, with traveling, there has to be finances and all that. So in the next 3, 4 years, I will be traveling and I will be planning those travels without any hesitation that, money is a hindrance. And
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, I love giving back to the community. I want to continue, working with the global team, learning from each other, and just getting more and more insights and, building my business. So I'm really looking forward to the next 2 to 3 years.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, that's better. And awesome, awesome. And like I said, all your dreams can come true because you know the steps now, right? You know how to achieve it,
True.
right? So it's not just a dream. Like many people think that I have to get retired before like my 35 years, like when I'm before my 35 or before my 40s, but they don't know how to get there, right? So it's not just a dream for us anymore. We know how to do it, and you know the goals now, right? This in the next 6 months I
Yes.
have to do this much, that's when I get to this. So I know we know the steps now. So I'm sure this all your dreams can come true, and I wish you the best in your business, Maximilla. And we'll keep in touch,
They
and we'll
will for
keep
sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll keep
Maybe
in touch,
something I
and
can
we'll
just mention about the,
uh-huh,
sorry
uh-huh.
for cutting you, about the
Yeah, no
goals.
problem.
Yes. Right
Mm-hmm,
now I'm talking about 2 to 3 years. Those are goals that
mm-hmm,
I've put down. But again,
mm-hmm.
something I just wanted to mention or to clarify. Of course, you have to work towards the goals. You cannot just put
Yes,
them
yes.
down. Me as Maximilla cannot just say in the next 2 to 3 years I'll have that dream house.
Yeah,
No, I will not
yeah,
just sit. I have to work for it. You have to work for it. Yeah. So it's a
yeah,
matter of
yeah.
also working hard. Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Putting
Yeah,
in a lot of
yeah,
effort, trusting and
yeah,
believing that for sure it will work out.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like I say, like this is a business opportunity, and you have to work. You have to put in your time. We don't say that you just come in, you invest something, and you get double the income after. Like it's not like that, right? This is not like that. If somebody tells you that, then you should be aware. Like you should be like you careful before proceeding with that kind of opportunity.
Exactly.
But this is not like that. We give you all the support, we give you all the training on how you can succeed, but you have to put in the time and effort. You have to learn new skills, and you have to develop yourself so that you can actually get the results, right? So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, Maximilla, like before we leave, do you have any message that you have to give to our audience, people who are skeptical or people who think that maybe this is not for me, maybe I can't do this? Like what do you have to tell to them?
Okay. So from my side, I would let all of our viewers know that this business is legit. If you've been looking to do something online, you are here. This is where you start from. It is very legit. Actually, we file our taxes at the end of each year.
Yeah.
So, guys, please stop being at the fence. This is the time. If you don't start today, when will you start? Please sign up at Caviar's with your email address and your name. You know, sign up to watch the 90 minutes webinar. Yeah. Once you watch the webinar, you will know if it's for you. Again, we are not saying that it is for everybody. Yeah, we are all different. But the moment you will watch the webinars, for sure, you will know whether this business is for you. That is my parting shot, Kavya.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Maximilla. So, everyone, thank you for joining today, and I hope this inspires you to take action and try something new. So, yeah, we'll catch up again next week with another person from maybe another country and from a different profession. Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned. Thank you, Maximilla,
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Have a good night. Bye bye.